Welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here with my co-host, Haley Westrich.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You were a little shaken up before getting here.
Bit, yeah.
So you had a little fender bender?
Yeah, a little one.
Yeah.
It's all good. So.
And so you had that today, before the show, and I had a little deer nip, I call it, yesterday. So he hit the side of my vehicle, put a nice dent in it.
That's not good.
And cracked my mirror on the side.
Oh, boy. What are we going to do?
Anyway, life goes on. We're good. We're okay. That's the main thing.
Yep.
So tell us about our guest today coming up.
We've got Michael Jason Frost. He's with the Blackwoods. The number one hits of the 60s, just a bunch of shows here in town. So super excited to get to know him.
Yeah,
sure.
I saw his, a little bit of his history, and he's got a great performing history. So
absolutely.
We're doing something a little bit different because we're now in the month of December. And so we've been doing the dumb questions or things that make you go, but we decided to change it for December and just do some questions and so here they go. Steady lights or twinkling lights?
Ooh, twinkling lights.
Twinkling lights. Okay. I like twinkling lights and I like steady lights, but I think I like steady lights with twinkling lights, like combine them all into the one deal. Gift wrap or gift bags?
Oh, I'd have to say gift wrap. I mean, that's just a whole lot more fun, I think.
Yes. I'm not a good gift wrapper. And then gift bags, though, you can recycle and use over.
Yes.
So Frosty or Rudolph?
Ooh, that's tough. I'll have to say Rudolph, though.
Okay, I would agree with you there. Turkey or ham?
Ooh, definitely ham.
I would say turkey.
Really?
Yeah. I like turkey. Shopping early or last minute?
Definitely early. I don't think I could stand wait till the last minute.
My wife takes care of all the shopping, so I just don't have to do anything for the most part.
Right.
So, in the past we have mentioned our new magazine, and so I don't think I've ever actually officially showed it on the TV screen, but if you're out and about around Branson, be sure to check out our new magazine called Play Branson. It gives you a great overview of the whole destination. It's got shows, attractions, golf, lakes. It's got everything in it. And so you can find this at about 100 locations around Branson now, and it's free. Everybody likes free. So be sure, we're really proud of this magazine. It's our first one we put out, and so a lot of good stuff in there. So be sure to check that out. And it's not too late for people to come to Branson.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll have stuff going on throughout the entire month of December, so be sure to come and check it out.
So Silver Dollar City has 1.5 million new lights. There's lots of Christmas shows going on and Christmas drive-thrus. And so lots to happening in Branson for Ozark Mountain Christmas. If you haven't been here, you got to come. And we're going to be right back with our guest in just a moment.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Gift of Lights, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. This year, discover new LED Christmas displays and an amazing new tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Santa loves these lights and will be there many nights. Branson's Gift of Lights is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane, open nightly through January 1st. Visit bransonlights.com for more info.
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here today with Michael Frost. And Michael, it's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And
thank you.
You are with a lot of shows really in Branson, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on, but you've got an incredible history and background. And so I'm guessing a lot of people don't know about it. And so I was just amazed at all the things that you've done. And so kind of give people a little bit of your background and your history, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I was born and raised in Rogersville, Tennessee, which is in the eastern part of the state. That's close to Pigeon Forge. Rogersville is about, an hour north of Pigeon Forge.
Okay.
And so I grew up a PK. Do you know what a PK is?
I do, a preacher's kid.
There you go. You got it. My daddy was a preacher, pastored a little country church there in Rogersville. So I grew up singing gospel music, playing instruments, singing with my cousins, my aunts and uncles. And through my teenage years, we toured as a family band, the Frost Family Band. And that eventually evolved into a vocal trio, a Southern gospel trio called the Frosts, which included myself and my cousin and another good friend of ours there in the region. Her name was Brenda. And so we did that for years, had some radio and charting success with that. Eventually, I moved to Pigeon Forge, and I took a professional theater gig, my first one, at a place called The Miracle. Now, The Miracle was a full-time musical about the life of Christ, and some of the Branson folks might remember a musical called The Promise.
Right. Yeah, that was a good musical here.
Yes. And so The Promise was supposed to come to Pigeon Forge, and this was about 2005, 2006. And for whatever reason, I don't know the history, but that didn't happen. So the producers, Fee Hedrick Family Entertainment,
Okay.
came up with The Miracle. And it was, of course, along the same lines, the story of Christ. So that was my first professional theater job. And I went there in 2006 playing John the Baptist. And that's where I met my wife. And she and I we met at the Miracle Theater. We announced our engagement at the Miracle Theater. We got married at the Miracle Theater.
So it was a miracle.
Exactly. We also announced the coming of our little girl at the Miracle Theater. And that little girl was actually born at Dolly Parton Birthing Center, not the Miracle Theater.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I hope she wasn't born at the
Right,
theater.
it was close. My wife was 9 months pregnant, still doing that show.
Wow.
But that show was a big blessing in my life. I did it for 6 years.
Wow.
And then my wife and I went on to perform in some other shows in Pigeon Forge. And eventually, she got a phone call from Sight and Sound here in Branson to come and perform in Jonah.
Okay.
And so that's what originally brought us from Tennessee to Branson. And so she's remained at Sight and Sound for the last 4 years. And I've been blessed to be in a few different shows here in town. And when I first got to town, I didn't have work right away. I had to really put myself out there and audition and meet people. So it took a little while, but
Yeah.
I was finally able to get to work.
So there's a lot of people would say that Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, that area, are very similar to Branson. And so with
Exactly.
you living in both of those locations, I mean, do you think they're similar or different? Or
They're very similar. Very similar. There's a lot of the same attractions. You know, Hershend Family Entertainment has properties there and here as well. There's a lot less theaters and a lot less shows in Pigeon Forge, but it's still very much a tourist town.
Right.
You know, you have the mini golf and you have the go-karts and Dollywood Amusement Park, which is, of course, along the same lines of Silver Dollar City, and Dixie Stampede in both locations. So, yes, East Tennessee will always be home. So I'll always have a part of my heart there in Pigeon Forge and East Tennessee, but I love Branson too. And we've been able to, of course, raise our daughter here for the
Right.
past 4 years, and she loves Branson. She's an up-and-coming little performer herself, so it's been a great thing for my wife and I.
good.
And so speaking of performing,
Yeah.
you also are a songwriter. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I began writing gospel songs when I was a teenager.
Okay.
I talked about my dad, who was, of course, a big influence to me. He passed away when he was 39 years old, and I was only 19 at the time. And so him being a preacher, I felt like a torch was being passed along to me, but I felt like my calling was in songwriting. So I started writing gospel songs, and I started singing them with my own trio, The Frost. I started pitching them out to other groups, and I was blessed to have several songs recorded by a lot of more well-known gospel artists,
Absolutely.
people like the McCameys,
Nice.
Ivan Parker. Airline had a top 10 song with one of my
Wow.
songs, and some others. So it's been a blessing,
Absolutely.
and something I've continued to do in my spare time.
There you go.
So you've pretty much focused on, I'm guessing, that what I'd call the Southern gospel
Yes.
style. And
Mhm.
so when you're writing for that, and I'm not a writer, but do the lyrics have to kind of be a certain way, or do you do the lyrics first and then the music, or do you do the music and then the lyrics, or how does all that work?
It always comes differently to me. I might be listening to a sermon, or I might be reading in scripture, and something will just pop out at me, and I'll write down the thought, or the hook, I guess, is like some people like to call it. And melodies seem to come into my brain fairly easily. I'm not really a musician, so when I sit down at a keyboard, I kind of have to just do it all by ear. It's all up there. It's just getting it out to the keyboard. So it takes me a little while to write a song. It usually doesn't happen in like 10 minutes. I've had that experience maybe once or twice, but most of the time I will work tirelessly on a song. And sometimes they turn out okay, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. So the people that like took your songs, did you go out and like pitch them, or do you have
Yes.
a publisher that does that, or?
I have worked with a couple of publishers in the past who were very helpful, But for the most part, I will get out there and take my little CD and walk right up to them and say, "Hi, I'm Michael. Would you please give my songs a listen?" And that has worked for me.
Okay.
It's awkward, and I don't like doing that, but I do it.
But you've had some that have been in the top 10 on the charts, on the Southern Gospel charts.
Yes.
So
it's been a blessing, and a lot of times those particular songs were songs that I just handed to someone myself.
Wow.
Because you can send them by email, you can have somebody else do it for you, but I guess it's that personal touch that really helps.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's I think it's great, number one, to use music that brings honor and glory to the Lord. But I think it's neat when people are successful doing that too.
And it's something I'll always keep doing. I just feel like it's a calling in my life. Whether I have any more success with it or not, it's just something I'll never stop doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Haley, do you have any
And
questions?
you're able to share those too. Like I mentioned earlier before we even started, one of my favorite songs that you do is God's Gonna Give Me a Testimony.
Thank you.
And seeing that performed in the Blackwoods, that has to be awesome for you to be able to sing your own music.
It's really a blessing. And the Blackwoods, one of the shows that I'm in, have been so good to me. And Donna and R.W. Blackwood and their family. So yes, it's a great opportunity to sing that song.
Sure.
Okay, this is going to be a great stopping point right here. We'll be back in just a moment to learn more about the shows that Michael's in. So stay tuned.
And as I enter the throne room, God gives me grace. He reminds me that I'm only as strong as my faith. Then in my patience, God begins to move. And once again, I can testify of what He's brought me through. Oh, yeah. Hold on, child. You'll get through this trial. God's gonna give you a testimony. Don't let go. This burden's not your own. God's gonna give you a testimony. Take a look at your life and you'll realize when you've got the faith in your heart satisfied, you'll tell us how you made it by God's grace only. God's gonna give you a testimony. God's gonna give you a testimony.
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here today with Michael Frost. You just saw a video of him on the screen. And Michael, it's great to have you here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
And you're in a lot of different shows. And so we kind of left off with the history of getting here, so to say. And so talk to people about what you have done in Branson, what you're doing now, and
Sure.
we'll kind of go from there.
Well, when I got to town in 2014, I worked a little while at Dixie Stampede. And the next year, I was able to get into a couple of other shows. One was a tribute to the Bee Gees.
Okay.
And I did The Little Mermaid, which came to town. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
And it was just short term.
Right.
And eventually I got a phone call from Amber Campbell
Mm-hmm.
and Matt Mahobarak, and they are the owners of Number One Hits of the 60s. And they asked me if I would be willing to audition, and I said, sure, I've seen that show. It's one of the most fun shows in town. And so that worked out. I got the opportunity to become a part of that show. Around about the time that Amber and Matt called me, I also got a call from R.W. Blackwood. And I had known R.W. and Donna Blackwood from Pigeon Forge because working at the Miracle, they had a morning show in that same building, that same theater. So I got to know them. I even sang with them just a little bit there in Pigeon Forge. So they called me and said, we're coming to Branson. Their family, their children, and their grandchildren are still here.
Right.
They had left Branson to go to Pigeon Forge. And so it was just a God thing to have the 60 show and the Blackwoods to call me at the same time, and the schedules lined up perfectly.
Wow.
No conflicts with that. So it worked out that I was able to join the Blackwoods and also join the 60 show. And so I'm entering my third year now with both of those productions. The Blackwoods are currently at the Dutton Family Theater and doing mostly mornings and some afternoons and some evenings. And then the Number One Hits of the 60s is now at Clay Cooper Theater.
Right.
And we've been there for the first time in 2017 and going back
Yeah.
there in 2018.
So if someone was going to go to the Blackwoods show, or they're like, man, I've never been, like, what are they going to see in the show? What can they expect? And then kind of what role do you play in that show?
Lots of musical history on that stage. The Blackwood Brothers goes all the way back 80 years
Right.
with the original Blackwood Quartet. And so R.W. Blackwood is the son of one of the original Blackwood brothers. Now, he and his wife Donna started the Blackwood Singers 50 years ago. And the Blackwood Singers had a lot of success. They sang with so many legendary people like Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. R.W. toured with Elvis Presley when he was just
Wow.
a teenager. Johnny Cash, so many other people. And, of course, the Blackwood Singers had a lot of hits of their own. And so what you're going to see is the Blackwood name is synonymous with gospel music, particularly Southern gospel music. So you're not only going to hear a lot of great Southern gospel music, you're also going to hear a lot of great stories from the Blackwoods themselves about some of the legendary people that they've had the opportunity to work alongside of. So it's great music, musical history for all ages. We have myself, Andrea Blackwood Carter, who is R.W. and Donna's daughter, Desta Pritchett.
I saw a video where I didn't know she was in that show.
She joined us this year.
Yeah.
Of course, she's well known in Branson
Right.
as an entertainer. Denny Yeary, who's the best bass singer around. And hope I'm not forgetting somebody.
It's okay.
I think
It's
that's
okay.
everybody. If I
Yeah.
forgot, forgive me. But
No.
yes, it's a great, great show.
Now it's Christmas time, so
Yeah.
are you guys sprinkling in some Christmas songs in there as well too?
Yes, we just opened the Christmas production a couple of weeks ago, and the second half is all Christmas music.
Okay.
And they're actually allowing me to sing one of my own original Christmas
Aw.
songs, which I'm very excited about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So you're also doing number one hits of the 60s, and I
Mhm.
saw that show earlier in the year, and you've got to memorize a lot of songs, a lot of choreography.
Yes.
It's high energy, fast paced.
It is absolutely a blast. It's one of the most fun productions I've ever had the opportunity to be a part of. And a lot of those songs were songs I was already familiar with. You know, songs from the 60s, you know them because they're just part of mainstream culture. But we do over 100 songs in that show. And everything is fully choreographed. There's all the costume changes from the 1960s. There's all the choreography. They taught me to do the Watusi. And because dancing's not my strength, but you know, I was able to pick it up and at least try to keep up with those fabulous entertainers, Matt and Amber, and Kelly and Ashley and Brian and Devin and the whole band. They're just phenomenal people, and I love working with them.
So I notice here that you have released a new Christmas album. So because it is Christmas season, tell people about that. How can they get it? What's on it? Type thing.
Thank you for asking. That was a very passionate project of mine. I had written these Christmas songs several years ago, in fact, and I took the Christmas story from the Bible, and each scripture I would write a song based on the scripture in chronological order. So on the CD, I will read a couple of passages and then present the song, and that's how it goes, 11 songs. And my wife and I recorded that here at Mansion Studios, produced by Brandon Mashburn, and we have it available now, and right now they're available online. Go to our website, themichaelfrosttrio.com,
Okay.
or find us on Facebook, The Frosts, and click like and order our CD. And my wife Jen is on it, and my daughter JL is on it, and it's just something I'm really proud of.
Okay. Well, folks, be sure to go check that out. And I think it kind of fits the Frost, Christmas season.
Right?
Yeah, that probably wasn't intentional, but it's good. And the other thing we really didn't get to today, and we're about out of time, was that you actually did a fill-in for the Haygoods this year, and so you even learned another show. And so you're a very talented guy. You're also a very busy guy, and so I just appreciate you coming to the show. It's great getting to know more about you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And next time I'm going to have to ask you about your mustache. I ran out of time today.
It's real.
So it is real. And folks, that's Play Branson. We'll see you next time. Folks, today we are out here at the Branson Scenic Railway down here at the depot, which is in downtown Branson. It's been here for over a century, and so we're right next to Branson Landing and just down the hill from Dick's 5 and 10. If you've never ridden the Branson Scenic Railway, it's something you certainly should check out. April through October, they are doing scenic tours. That excursion is going to be about an hour and 45 minutes long. You're going to go about 20 miles either north or south of Branson into the Ozark Mountains. You're going to go over rivers, and you're going to have a great time on the train. And you're going to be riding in a vintage train, so you'll be able to see lots of different types of cars. They even have 3 dome cars which have panoramic views. They also have concessions on the train as well. And then if you want to do a dinner cruise, they do that at Saturdays at 5 p.m. through October. So if you don't get to that this year, look at it next year. And so that's a great opportunity to get a 4-course meal and experience that on a train. The next component of this is in November and December, they have the Polar Express. If you want to create a great family tradition, if you've seen the movie, this would be something great to come out for. You're going to see lots of lights as the train goes throughout Ozark Mountain Country. You're going to also get cookies and hot chocolate, and there's probably going to be some special guests on the train as well on the Polar Express. I've been to it myself. I've actually seen a lot of people that come in their pajamas for the Polar Express. And so this is a unique thing here in Branson that you need to check out. The train can actually run up to 4 times a day. It doesn't do that every day, but you'll want to check their schedule. And you can do that at ibranson.com. They're one of our ticket sponsors. You can book the train through ibranson.com, or you can just come down here to the train station and book your tickets that way as well. If you've never tried this out, be sure to come and check it out.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need ibranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at ibranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. ibranson.com.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Gift of Lights, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. This year, discover new LED Christmas displays and an amazing new tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Santa loves these lights and will be there many nights. Branson's Gift of Lights is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane, open nightly through January 1st. Visit bransonlights.com for more info.
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here to wrap up the show today, and that guy Michael Frost, he is talented.
Yes, that was a great interview.
And you know, that's why I like doing this show, is because we get to know entertainers a lot better. I mean, he had a chart-topping song. I mean, he's written a lot of songs. He had an awesome mustache.
Singer. Yes.
Very memorable.
Very memorable.
So it was good talking to him. Folks, we're here at the Branson Mill, and I don't often enough thank them for allowing us to come here and film. If you haven't been to the Branson Mill, come check it out. Come check Kevin Shory's show out that is here. And if you're here at Christmas time, just up the road from the Branson Mill is the Branson Gift of Lights. And that's a big Christmas drive-through. And so, you know, I give away stuff sometimes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away a little Admit One vehicle if you will go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/PlayBranson and say, like us, share it, and the first 2 people that do that will get a free certificate to go through Branson's Gift of Lights. That's a mile-long drive-through, has over 300 displays, tunnels. It's a fun
gorgeous.
deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive through.
A lot of fun to drive through. And so, once again, Christmas is around the corner. If you haven't planned to come to Branson, you need to be here. This is the best place to celebrate Christmas in the United States. And thanks for watching Play Branson. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching.
The Best Western Center Point Inn. It's Branson's top hotel in the heart of Branson's entertainment, next to the Titanic Museum. relax in the indoor pool and hot tub. The hotel offers a variety of room types. Enjoy the free hot breakfast every day. For more information or to make reservations, call 1-877-334-1894.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Gift of Lights, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. This year, discover new LED Christmas displays and an amazing new tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Santa loves these lights and will be there many nights. Branson's Gift of Lights is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane, open nightly through January 1st. Visit bransonlights.com for more info.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.